Hi guys, and welcome back to Single Talk. I asked you guys what you wanted to hear today, and I heard you, so we're actually going to go ahead and talk about when to have that conversation of intentional dating. Coming from a woman's perspective, you go ahead, you're talking to a guy, and you're going on that first date. You're excited, you're hoping it's going to go really, really good, really, really nice. Then, after that, you're really just amped up on emotions, super excited, the date went really well, I want to see them again. You know, you go ahead and then you start texting and you're doing the good mornings and the how are yous or the good nights. Or you're not texting, but there are plans in the works to see each other again, moving around each other's schedules. Hey, I can see you on this date, on this date. Then you go ahead and you're on a second date. And you're like, wow, I like this person. I kind of want to continue seeing them, see where it goes. And in reality, you're either just seeing them or you are dating other people, which depends on what you're looking for. All in all, that's okay. That's your preference. And then like on a third date, you're kind of like the emotions are getting a little bit heavier. You know, you're kind of really liking somebody at this point. And after like a third date mark, you're like, okay, you kind of know whether or not you want to continue seeing this person, just seeing this person, or if you're like, you know what, I don't know, I'm not really feeling this as much. I've seen on other platforms that people go ahead and they talk about have this potential conversation from the jump. And I do agree with that to a certain degree. On a first date, I don't see anything wrong with going ahead and letting them know your intentions and what you're looking for in a relationship. Hey, just want to let you know that I'm kind of looking for something serious here. If you're on the same page, perfect. Let's continue to date. Or if they're like, I kind of want to continue to see where this goes, you can do that too. And as the relationship continues to flourish, as you continue to get to know each other, as your morals and your emotions kind of really start to settle in with you, is when you kind of start having the thoughts. Are we kind of just seeing each other? I don't really know if he's seeing other people. He doesn't know if I'm seeing other people. I don't want to be seeing other people, or I do want to be seeing other people. With that being said, I think when to have the intentional conversation depends on your timeline. Now, if you're going on 3 dates in a week, and it's been a week, and you're like, I really want to have this conversation, gauge the room. Also, too, trust a man's actions. If his actions are aligning with his words, find some security and stability in that and trust that until you're around maybe like a month in or 3 weeks in. But even then too, I would say personally, around a month in, like, hey, what are we doing here? And it's not even necessarily what are we doing here. You don't need to go ahead and ask them. I think by going ahead and saying to them, hey, this last month has been great getting to know you. I kind of want to gauge where you're at. I'm looking for something intentional, consistent, open communication. I'm looking for long term. Is that something that you see here within us? Or, you know, are we both kind of still wandering around? And that's just when you go from there. I don't think that there's anything wrong with a woman going ahead and leading this conversation and letting a man know her intentions. I don't think that there's a perfect timeline in having this conversation. I think you have to go ahead, trust your gut, trust your instincts, and trust yourself. Whenever it is that you feel like it's right for you in this relationship to have this conversation, it's when you do. I also know that this conversation can be anxiety-ridden. I think in that situation, you have to go ahead and reframe your thoughts to, oh my God, I'm about to find out whether or not he wants to take me seriously. I'm going to be disappointed if he doesn't. What if we're not on the same page? I think by stating it as such, I'm finding out whether or not this person wants to spend time with me, more time with me, intentional time with me. And if we're not on the same page, that is perfectly fine. I don't want. If that's not what you want, that is not meant for me. Whatever God has put in my path for me will be for me. And I will find my person. It may not be this person, and that's a bummer, but it's not going to halt my value on who I am and what I stand for and what it is that I want out of relationships and life. And men, you tell me, would you rather be the ones that initiate that conversation? Or do you have no problem with the woman initiating that conversation and kind of letting you know right off the bat what it is that she's looking for? And that's the end of this week's Single Talk episode. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for voting and interacting. I love the support. I love you guys. And I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.